Welcome once again to Tech Innovation. Today we're delving into a piece of news that's buzzing across social media: the unexpected plunge in the electric vehicle market and how it's impacting one of the automotive industry giants. So gear up for an in-depth analysis, startling data, and of course the strategies companies are employing to tackle these challenges. Without further ado, let's dive into this fascinating tech journey. The most significant downturn in the electric vehicle market in our existence has finally begun to completely wipe out Ford's electric vehicle sales. Ford can't sell electric cars, and CEO Jim Farley is now getting rid of all electric cars at a loss. They're losing $36,000 for every electric vehicle sold, and they understand this confidentiality. Doing whatever it takes to prevent the company from going under, Ford is laying off employees left and right, shutting down electric vehicle production and issuing massive vehicle recalls. This is because customers are rejecting Ford's electric cars. Their electric vehicle strategy has utterly failed. Now there's only one way out, a decision the CEO of Ford wouldn't have considered until now. And in this video, I'll tell you everything about whether Ford would shut its doors, what exactly is causing the largest fall in the electric vehicle market in our lifetime, and how you can save thousands of dollars during this electric vehicle market downturn. So here's exactly what happened. The entire electric vehicle market is collapsing, and Ford has been caught in the midst of this chaos. This isn't an ordinary market downturn, but such a severe blow that it could literally mean the end of Ford forever. As soon as Ford saw Tesla making profits with electric vehicles, EVs, they completely abandoned internal combustion engine, ICE vehicles, and started building more and more EVs. Political leaders kept pressuring Ford. So instead of listening to their customers, Ford started selling EVs at ridiculously high prices, resulting in over 1,000 EVs remaining unsold at dealerships, with months of supply and not a single buyer. It's not just Ford suffering this blow. Companies like GM, Toyota, and now even Tesla are facing a significant threat. But we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. So here's the deal the electric vehicle market made. Once the shining star of the automotive industry, promising a cleaner, greener future, it now faces a crisis. Major players like Ford, Tesla, and others who were once stepping up their electric vehicle game are now slamming the brakes hard. Ford is literally killing one of its best sellers, the F-150 Lightning. They just announced they're completely abandoning the billion-dollar plan to build EVs. Mercedes-Benz CFO calls the electric vehicle market a brutal space, which is corporate language for "we're in trouble." General Motors, another giant, is pushing back launches and ditching its ambitious goals. It's like watching dominoes fall one after another. Now let's see why this is happening. You might think EVs are the future, but it turns out they're not. But first, let's talk about why they're expensive. They come at a price that's $20,000 higher than their gasoline-consuming counterparts. Then there's the whole charging situation. Charging at home sounds great, but what do you do when you're away from home? Public charging stations simply aren't there yet, but the government hides behind this to benefit from the electric vehicle trend. So we have something called range anxiety. Imagine planning a road trip, and instead of worrying about snacks and playlists, you worry about whether your electric vehicle will make it to the next charging station. Not exactly a fun way to travel, right? With gasoline prices relatively stable, Ford wonders why bother switching to electricity. Now let me tell you about the desperate attempt CEO Jim Farley is making to safeguard his dying company before they're shutting down. Production is surprising all electric vehicle manufacturers. CEO Jim Farley literally said, "We're facing tremendous downward pressure on prices." Affordability is a significant issue, but is Ford really so blind chasing money that they've forgotten who their real customers are? They've ended last year with a loss of $827 million, and this year they're on track to lose $4.5 billion. Last month, they announced they would shut down some electric vehicle plants for a few days, but today Ford made things even worse. First, Ford's grand plan for a $3.5 billion battery plant in Michigan is getting a major cut. Why? In a nutshell, people aren't buying EVs as Ford thought. The demand simply doesn't exist. So what does Ford do? Do they cut their production capacity by a massive amount? 43%? And the number of jobs they plan to create is also getting a significant cut. We're talking about going from 2,500 jobs to 700. But wait, there's more. This isn't just about a plant in Michigan. Ford's entire electric vehicle investment strategy is checking reality. They're withdrawing around $1 billion in investments they had announced for EVs. Ford also had this grand plan to partner with a Chinese battery giant and build this high-tech battery plant in Michigan. The idea was to produce iron and lithium phosphate batteries for electric vehicles that would have helped them make cheaper cars, unlike now. But now everything is going sideways. What's curious is that Ford was still optimistic about electric vehicles not too long ago. Everyone was involved in this electric future. Everyone thought electric vehicles were the answer to everything, but everyone changed upon seeing the current challenges. Another issue at Ford is their massive labor costs. While Tesla relies on robots that are not only faster but also efficient, Ford pays an additional $900 per vehicle. Ford is also abruptly slowing down at another plant. In the recent announcement of layoffs in Kentucky, Ford Motor Company is a clear reminder of the tumultuous times that the automotive industry is facing, particularly with the transition from internal combustion engines to electric vehicles. In their most recent quarterly presentation, Ford indicated that they anticipated incurring charges in the range of $1.5 billion to $2 billion in 2023, mainly related to employee layoffs and agreements with suppliers. Because of this, they just laid off many without pay, and now they'll stop selling EVs for a while. Jim Farley has stated that Ford is dealing with a cost disadvantage of about $7 billion compared to some of their competitors. This disadvantage is being addressed through a combination of efficiency increases and job cuts. As a result, Ford's global workforce was reduced to just 10,000 last year, reflecting the company's efforts to streamline its operations. General Motors has also taken firing measures and has carried out an employee buyout program, incurring a cost of $875 million during the first quarter. Similarly, Jeep manufacturer Stellantis confirmed voluntary buyouts for around 33,500 American employees as part of their cost reduction and personal efforts in 2022. Ford faced a major legal setback related to false advertising claims. They agreed to pay $19.2 million to settle because they lied about the actual range of their EVs. Recently, their Maverick truck also received very low safety ratings, adding to Ford's problems. Multiple market recalls affecting millions of vehicles. In one case, Ford recalled nearly 3 million vehicles due to a part that could prevent cars from shifting to the desired gear. This issue raised serious safety concerns, as it could make vehicles veer off or move in unexpected directions. The recall spanned various models including the Escape, C-Max, Fusion, Transit, Connect, and Edge, covering several years of production. Another recall involved over 140,000 Lincoln MKC due to a potential fire risk. The issue was with the battery monitor sensor, which, if damaged, could lead to spontaneous fires in the engine compartment. On one hand, Ford is dealing with challenges in the electric vehicle market, where high costs, limit charging infrastructure, and consumer reluctance slow adoption. On the other hand, they're dealing with inherited issues related to their traditional vehicles, ranging from aired claims to safety recalls. Ford's situation underscores the complexities major automakers face as they transition to electric vehicles while managing their existing portfolios, embracing new technology but also maintaining trust and reliability in their conventional vehicle lineup. So what's the only way out of this sale? Hybrid and integrated circuit cars do what Ford has been doing best. As a result, Ford is doubling down on their hybrid and gasoline vehicles, as if they're playing on both sides of the field. They have a division called Ford Blue, and this is where they focus on good hybrid and internal combustion engine models, the kind of cars most of us are already accustomed to. While making moves in the electric vehicle world, they haven't forgotten their best-selling Ford F-Series. These trucks mainly run on gasoline and sell like hotcakes. Kumar Galra, the big boss of Ford Blue, says they're looking to pump out an additional 160,000 vehicles in the next 10 months. That's a lot of cars and trucks. Galra talks a lot about their gasoline models. It's like if our Broncos were off-road beasts, and wherever they go, you won't find many electric vehicle chargers. It's a solid solution. Keep in mind that if you're in nature, you might not be interested in looking for an electric plug. But it's not just about making more cars. They also hope to make more profits. Ford Blue aims for a profit margin of over 10% by 2026. That's up from last year's 7.2%, which is quite a substantial leap. They're not just making old cars. They also have these special versions of their models, like the Raptor version in the F-150, Ranger, and Bronco, and the Timberline version in the Explorer and Expedition. These aren't average vehicles. They're like the cool and tough cousins of the car family. They share many parts with standard models, but rake in a lot more money. That concludes our analysis of the electric vehicle market downturn and its repercussions. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think electric vehicles are facing an insurmountable challenge? Or do you believe we'll soon see a game-changing shift? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want more content on the latest tech news, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next video.